As we get closer to the end of the year, when all streaming services are ready to drop their biggest titles, Netflix is ready to build up the hype. In 2021, they had their first ever virtual fan event called Tudum, and this year, it's back and better than ever. In today's video, we're going to be updating you on the latest we know about Tudum 2022, plus everything we know so far about the year's most anticipated shows and movies. First off, what did we see at Tudum last year? The start of Netflix's annual virtual event had plenty in store for fans of every kind. After all, it had to set a pretty high standard for all the ones that would come after it, and it definitely did. The event covered updates from some of the biggest shows on the service, with live appearances from the world's biggest stars. For a quick recap, we'll start with Millie Bobby Brown, the Stranger Things superstar who dropped by the event to announce the sequel to her hit movie Enola Holmes, where she played the younger sister of Henry Cavill's Sherlock. Her co-star Louis Partridge stole hearts as Viscount Tewkesbury in the first film, and he joined her at the event to announce his return in the second movie. He even teased a few fight scenes with Cavill in the sequel. Next, we got to see the newest location for Stranger Things' 4th season, which we now know to be the Creel House. Tudum 2021 was also the first time we got a look at Vecna, the main villain from the 4th season. Joe Keery and Gaten Matarazzo also put in appearances of their own. Red Notice, the action comedy starring Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, also made its first public appearance with an exclusive clip at the event. Last but not least, Nicola Coughlan and Jonathan Bailey dropped by to thank the fans for their response to Bridgerton Season 1, and to introduce Simone Ashley and Charithra Chandran, who starred in the 2nd season as the Sharma sisters. There's no doubt about it, Tudum was definitely one of the most important streaming events of the year, and we're sure you're wondering what to expect this time around. Moving on, here are the details on Tudum 2022. Tudum is free for all fans and virtual, which means you'll have a chance to join in from wherever you are in the world. Worried about time zones? There's no need, because on September 24th, Netflix is dedicating 24 full hours to the event. It technically consists of 5 events across 5 different time zones, which means fans can join in whenever they feel like it. The day will kick off at 11 a.m. Korea time, with a special broadcast straight out of Korea for all the K-drama fans across the world. But for the most part, the biggest announcement we can expect will have to do with the upcoming 2nd season of the global smash hit, Squid Game. There may also be appearances from the stars of Money Heist Korea. Next, we'll move across the continent to India, and at 11 a.m. there, we'll get a show dedicated to what's coming up in Bollywood. The country has been producing plenty of hits for Netflix, and we'll also be seeing an exclusive appearance from one of the country's biggest stars, Alia Bhatt. For the biggest announcements, we'll move to a 2-part show at 10 a.m. Pacific time. The first part will come to you from the United States and Europe, and it'll be followed by a show from Latin America at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. The day will conclude in Japan, with a broadcast at 1 p.m. Japan time, featuring some of the country's biggest stars. With Netflix's huge library of Japanese movies and shows, not to mention plenty of anime, we might see some of the most exciting announcements of the day here. The event will be streamed live on YouTube on September 24th for any fan who wants to join in. Next, what titles can we expect at the event? Netflix dropped a teaser for the event with several stars from their biggest titles announcing their appearance on the 24th. Later, the streaming giant also released a list of shows, movies, and interactive games that would be announced. And here are some of the most exciting ones. First, we're going to get updates about Alice in Borderland, the creepy Japanese thriller that was Squid Game before Squid Game came out. If you like shows about games that end in death, you may want to catch up with the first season before Tudum announces updates. Bridgerton is currently in production of its highly anticipated 3rd season, which promises to focus on Colin and Penelope's romance. After the insane response to season 2, which told us Anthony and Kate's story, fans are dying to see Lady Whistledown return, and we're going to get the latest in just a few days. Let's not forget the exciting Bridgerton spin-off, currently titled Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, which will follow the life of the monarch in the show back when she was getting married to the king, and will show us the childhoods of some beloved characters. Elite, the Spanish global hit about a high school of privileged kids, is also returning for its 6th season, and the Lily Collins show, Emily in Paris, is coming back with its long-awaited 3rd season for your binge-watching pleasure. The most adorable release of the year, Heartstopper, based on Alice Oseman's best-selling books, will also return, along with the sci-fi series Manifest. We're meeting the Pogues again soon too, with the new season of Outer Banks on the way. The Henry Cavill hit The Witcher is obviously returning, along with a companion show called The Witcher: Blood Origin. Finally, 3 of Netflix's biggest series to date will share updates on their upcoming seasons as well, namely The Crown, Squid Game, and of course, Stranger Things. Lastly, who's making an appearance at the event? In the teaser Netflix dropped on social media for the event, we saw some very familiar faces, and we can only imagine what they have in store for us at Tudum. Plus, we might see a lot more surprise appearances, so tune in to see the world's biggest stars at the event. Henry Cavill made an appearance naturally to promote and reveal details about The Witcher, a fantasy series that quickly became one of Netflix's biggest hits when it dropped. He may also have a little bit to say about his role as Sherlock Holmes in the upcoming Enola Holmes sequel. Next, we saw a handful of cast members from Stranger Things, which makes sense as they just came off the high of a record-smashing 4th season. Now, with the 5th and final season of the show in production and set to release within the next couple of years, we're sure the gang has a lot to say about the show and where we're going to see them after it ends. Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope Featherington / Lady Whistledown in Bridgerton, also popped up, and we can imagine she'll have a lot to tell us about the upcoming 3rd season, which will see her step into the lead female role alongside Colin Bridgerton. Penn Badgley, who recently came back into the spotlight for his performance in Netflix's You, was also in the teaser, which means we'll get updates about season 4 of the show as well. So far, things have been kept mostly under wraps, but we know they've been filming in England, and we can't wait to see Joe and Love and what they'll do next. Jamie Foxx, Charlize Theron, Chris Hemsworth, and Knives Out director Rian Johnson rounded out the huge celebrity appearances in the trailer. So trust us when we say that this year's Tudum is definitely not one to miss. Moving on, here's the latest on your favorite TV stars. First, are we about to see this Stranger Things spin-off? There's been plenty of talk about a future spin-off of the show, but it looks like Robin has plans of her own when it comes to that. Maya Hawke, who played the character in the last few seasons, has openly admitted that she'd love for her character to die in the last season. She wants a hero moment for her character, but she also said that she would love a Robin and Steve spin-off one day, and we have to agree with her on that. Next, we're closer to The Witcher than ever before. While we have to wait until Tudum for any actual announcements or official clips, we've got an exciting update from the set of the Henry Cavill show. The 3rd season has officially wrapped up, which means it's only a matter of time in the editing room before the show makes its way to us again. Even though COVID slowed down production quite a lot, the crew got everything back on track, and it looks like we're set to see it soon. Lastly, here's when we're seeing Benoit Blanc again. Knives Out made history as one of the best murder mysteries of all time when it came out, and the fact that it had an all-star cast certainly didn't hurt its reputation. Now the sequel is ready to release, and we can confirm that Glass Onion will be dropping on Netflix on December 23rd, 2022. That's a wrap for this video. What show are you most excited for? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.